Hey there, this is more. Let's play Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. In the last episode, we completed level 2. And here we are back for level 3, Butter Building. Yes, food puns are fun. It's been a little while since I recorded this. I recorded the last 2 episodes a little while ago, so forgive me if I am lacking in skill to a certain extent. Forgive me if I forget to cover anything, or if I mentioned anything that I was going to do in this episode. But I'm gonna assume that I've done all the explanations and whatnot that need to be made. So, get that. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue on here. If there's anything I haven't done or said, feel free to call me out in the comments. But I believe I've covered everything I want to cover at this point. It's been 2 episodes, so I think we're just about set. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of do a little bit of a casual play real quick and just kind of have a good time. Actually, I think it's a new ability. Did we get Mike before? Oh yeah! Baby, rock on! I'll use 3 times. So yeah, that's Mike. It's basically a screen nuke. You can only use it 3 times. It's a cool move. Oh, that's the little thing. This is the room from the trailer. I didn't realize that. That's interesting. For those that didn't see the trailer for this a while ago, I made that like after I recorded the first episode, so I mean it was interesting timing on that part. This switch, I believe. Well, actually, I should mention these switches. Basically, what they do is they reveal if you. Fuck, I didn't do that. If you can fucking shit in your face. If you can find a way to use those switches, basically you can speak words, Cyrus. I'm gonna hit it. It reveals a secret area in the overworld. That's what I was trying to say. That's how those switches work. They're usually hidden within the levels and whatnot, and they often have like you need a special ability to get to them. So it's interesting concept, I guess, for this game. I want my laser back. Laser, please. Thank you. So it is something required for 100% completion. I think I did mention that I was going to be covering those, so I'm going to do my best to show those all off, but I'm not going to be doing them as we play along. I'm going to be doing those later on, like the sub games and whatnot. I'll be covering them in extra parts and not so much straight, these extra rooms and whatnot. I'll be covering those on the side, not so much during the main adventure, if you will. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, I am not in my game today. It has been, like I said, it's been a little while, so you have to excuse me in my poor playing skills. Oh, come on. Okay, I was holding B. I don't know why I didn't use the fire thing moves. Who's the Jews? Who's the Jews? Is that a word now? Okay, we'll deal with it. If it's not, then tough shit. I make the words now. Did I tell you guys that I invented the English language? Because I totally did, Scarfy. I totally invented the English language. Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak my Scarfy here. That was a pretty MLG slide there, if I do say so myself. I'm pretty proud of that one. Alright, let's go into these powers up here, because I am in need of one right now, and I'm going to beam your ass, sir. You're about to be beamed. Boom. Alright. Okay. I was going to talk about that. I think I tweeted this earlier today, but I figured I'd mention it in a video for those of you that don't follow me on Twitter. For those that don't know, obviously this game is a remake of Kirby's Adventure for the NES, which was Kirby's second game, and the first game where Kirby was able to use copy abilities. That game itself was originally released for NES, but is also available on I believe it's on the Virtual Console, as well as the Kirby Dream Collection for the Wii. I'm going to be showing I think because this game is a bit on the short side, I'm going to be showing off the original version of this game. I'll be playing it on the NES. I figure, in comparison to Minish Cap, this game is rather short, and these worlds are going to be taking, probably 3 videos at max per world, so it really isn't going to take all that long in comparison to Minish Cap, which is a semi-long game. So I'm going to be doing my best to. Is that my first death? I think it might be. I'm playing a little bit carelessly, so I apologize for that. But then again, I don't really have to worry too much about checkpoints or anything because this game is really fairly lenient with that sort of thing. So I'm just gonna kind of go play as I go and get hit by spikes too, which is cool. Oh, that's kind of a dickish enemy placement. I don't want to sound like a jerk or anything, but like, oh, it's just enemy placement who got me there. But I mean, that didn't seem exactly fair. It could have been a tad more on the fair side, if you will. So I am going to be covering the original NES version just because I think, for one thing, it went along to get this a little bit. I mean, you know, obviously, it's not going to be pushing it any further than it needs to, I don't think, but I do want to keep this kind of and Minish Cap going at a similar pace, even though it doesn't seem likely being how short this game is. But I think, you know, between this and Adventure, and slide into those, don't use a power, you're more likely to get this stuff instead if you slide, so try that. And if I can go in the store, I would appreciate that. Oh, hello, Mr. Sir. This is a beetle, suplex beetle, I think it's this term, I don't know. I know he gives you the ability suplex, or I think it might just be fighter in this game, but, or maybe it's throw or something like that. I think it's Superstar where it's called suplex. For those who don't know, the suplex is actually a wrestling move. It's a, what's the best way to describe it? It's kind of like a body slam. You grab the guy, you put his arm over your shoulder, and you hold him up in the air, and basically vertical, and then slam him on his back. It's a painful move. I haven't taken one myself, but maybe one day, as they say. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm getting close to. If I can just, you know. Oh, but as you saw there, he just grabs you and shit. So be careful with that. Oh, I did not want to swallow you, sir. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna need some of your bug friends. Okay. This is coming close, and I kind of want to beat this guy so I can have to worry about. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. I think this is a checkpoint, actually, so. Backdrop. Okay, it's called backdrop in this game. So here, if we do that, we can backdrop people, which is cool. I don't think this is required for any. Oh, and you can throw people too, apparently. Oh, I should probably do this in New Italy. Woo-ha! Once I grab a foe, throw it with a D-pad. Oh, that's another interesting thing, actually. For those who don't know, people often complain with the playing Game Boy Advance games on the GameCube because, I mean, you're limited to using the GameCube controller for Game Boy games, and obviously the GameCube doesn't really have a great D-pad. It is fairly tiny, and you know, some games it's a little weird to be using the control stick. I personally don't mind it so much, but there's certain people that would prefer to use a D-pad as opposed to a control stick. And I think it's important that you should mention that, you know, if you want and you have the cable for it, you can plug in your original Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Advance SP and use that as a controller. And while that does seem a little bit weird, being that you're using, you know, a full handheld system as a controller, I mean, I will recommend that if you, being that it's probably the most cost-effective solution for that. The other solution actually is the Game Boy Advance Player Controller, and I died again. For the GameCube. It's a Super Nintendo style controller made by a company called Hori. I believe it was licensed by Nintendo. I don't like, I mean, all third-party controllers were licensed by Nintendo. But for some reason, it's fairly hard to get your hands on nowadays. I mean, probably from what I'm assuming is because, for one thing, the name brand is a little bit, or the naming of it is a little bit weird, mostly because it's just called like GameCube, Game Boy controller or something like that. Like, it doesn't have a very descriptive name, and it's kind of hard to find on eBay and whatnot. But basically, the way it is, I'll put a, I'll put a screenshot of it, I mean, a picture of it on screen, obviously, but there's probably been one already. Basically, what it is, it's like a Super Nintendo style Game Boy Advance controller, and we had one coming at work the other day. For those who don't know, I work in a video game store. Or a retro video game store. It's a local store. It's not a GameStop or anything. And we have them come in. Those things actually, I mean, they can go for pretty expensive. I don't think there's a set price on them. Like, there's no, like, you're not really going to find them, like, you know, or for this price or that price. I mean, but they can honestly go from anything from, like, $50 to $100. Mostly because they're just so hard to find. And honestly, they're great controllers if you're into that, you know, if you want to play Game Boy Advance games on your GameCube, and you can get your hands on one of those for cheap, which is fairly difficult, but I mean, if you can find it at a flea market or something. It is a pretty great controller, mostly just because it makes it a lot easier to play your favorite Game Boy Advance games. It gives you a nice big D-pad, as you guys saw there in the picture. You know, I have used it. Personally, I don't really think it require it. I don't think it's all that necessary, mostly because, well, I don't really mind using the control stick for this sort of thing. And I kind of like to have power for this battle, but whatever, that's fine. I'll just have to deal with it. No, one of these Mennonite Mook battles. You know, I don't really think it's all that necessary, but it is definitely a cool controller. It does get that cool retro feel to it, I think, as well, which is definitely a plus for certain people. And you know, I'm all for the retro feel And you know, as far as third-party controllers goes, it is pretty good, you know, compared to fucking like Mad Catz or some shit. Which is interesting because I've been looking into Mad Catz and whatnot, and you know, I grew up on playing GameCube or whatever, and you know, it would always be I had one Mad Catz controller growing up. It's somewhere around my house, probably still somewhere, but obviously I don't really use it very often. And it was always, you know, the Mad Catz controller, like, all right. Or, you know, if I would have friends over, we'd all play, you know, like Mario Party, or, oh, I want that. We'd all play, like, Mario Party, or Kirby Air Ride was very popular among my friends, or Smash Bros, or something like that. Like, alright, who gets the Mad Catz controller? I don't think we said Mad Catz at the time, because we were, oh, I got a 1, neato. We weren't really clever enough to realize, oh, that's a brand name. It was a while ago. So, it was always interesting, because those controllers really suck. But anyway, those that don't know, Mad Catz actually makes the, they're a fairly popular arcade stick fighter. Did I really just jump into him? For some reason, it just registers for me that it's like, okay, just jump right into him, but high jump. Woo. Did I explain this one? Big jump equals big tackle. But, you know, just in case you weren't aware. What time are we at? We're at 10 minutes? Okay, yeah, we can probably take off. I don't know. If there's another world after this, I think we might actually end this off and finish this world next episode. Oh, no, this is it. Oh, this is, I think, no, it's invincibility. We've had these before. Okay, I'm gonna just high jump and shit. Or, fuck it, I'm just gonna fly up. Music, I can't really hear it right now, which is kind of a bad thing, but I have my, obviously I would have my, my recording. Oh, I want freeze. I want freeze, girl. I have my TV volume turned down during recording just because I don't want my headset to you know, pick up the game audio and have you guys hear the game audio multiple times, because, you know, echo is never good, and I'm all for being professional to an extent. No, not professional, but I mean, I like to have a decent quality in my videos, and I think that, you know, that sort of thing that's something that I wouldn't want to have to listen to in the background, so I don't think you guys should be subject to that sort of thing. Oh, Bonkers, our Hammer fellow here. I think we've seen him before, so, you know, I'm not going to have to explain too much. We've had Hammer before, if I remember correctly. Was I practicing that? I don't remember. But, anyway, let's go with Hammer. It's a good ability. Pound pegs and break open new areas. So, yeah, like, Hammer, most mini-boss abilities are abilities you're going to need to get to certain special stuff. So, like, for example, here, this peg, if you hadn't taken, Hammer, you would be able to get the max tomato and the one up there. So, do recommend taking the Hammer there just because it is fairly helpful. Freeze is nice, but actually, I think is this the boss now, or do we move on to the next world? I'm not sure. Or I mean, is this boss now, or is there another level? Because we're 12 minutes. I mean, we probably have time to finish this area. I mean, I didn't expect it to be, you know, 1 world per video, but at the rate we're going, level 6. All right, let's do level 6, and then depending on where we are after that, because we're at 12 minutes, I think we can do this. We can do this one, and if the boss is next, then we'll finish it off. And if the boss isn't next, then we'll. I mean, if the boss is next, I mean, we'll finish off the world, I should say. Like, we'll take on the boss and all that jazz. But if the boss isn't next, then I'll end off the video there. Oh, no. Those are the Crash guys, and they are not so friendly, because even if they kill themselves, if you are anywhere near the screen, or on the screen, when they blow up like that, they will hurt you. And I do not recommend getting hurt by Crash guys, because they are no fun, I meant to say. They are no nice. They're no nice. No nice. Alright, get a max tomato right there. Wonderful. Okay. Hop up here, kill this toad thing. I think that episode's probably aired by now, because it's episode 3, yeah. I was being a bit more efficient with the enemy names in Minish Cap, but I think I'm going to keep it fairly simple as far as Kirby goes, just because I kind of want this to be a bit more, I mean, I don't want to say, like, low effort, but I kind of want this to be a bit of a more casual project for me, as opposed to Kirby, which is, as opposed to Minish Cap, which is a bit more of a high effort. You know, a lot of editing, a lot of, enemy names and dungeon strategies and all that. So I kind of want to keep Kirby. It's more casual. Hey, you know, let's have a good time with Kirby. Again, because that's really what Kirby's all about. Is, I mean, except for like Epic Yarn, which is more on, like, you know, collection. And damn it, I think that's how you get the secret in this area, if I remember correctly. Can I do it again? I don't think I can. Oh, I can. Neato. Okay, I think that's how you get the big button in this area. So, yep, there it is. Okay, cool. So I'm actually getting more of these than I thought I would, in you know, on camera, or I mean, I'm gonna get them all on camera, I should say, or on screen, but I wasn't planning to do them all during my first runs during these certain levels. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. I should know first. When I play games, I generally don't do 100% on my first run, or usually just in general, I don't really do 100% just because it's not really my thing. I ain't about that life, yo. Is that what the kids are saying now? I think that's something along those lines. But so, and I feel like sometimes, with certain games, I feel like I should cover it. But with this game, because it's not too much of a burden, and it's it's just finding a few switches that something I can kind of look up if I have to, or just explore for a bit. I feel it would be nice to show them off, just because it's not really too much of a hassle for me, because it's just a few extra little doors here, and maybe a little extra challenge, which I don't mind all that much. But I generally, just on my own time, I generally don't play 100%. I think that's what I was trying to get across there, is that I don't generally play 100%. I think if it wasn't clear or not. We're at 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna probably get it off here if it's not the boss. Alrighty. And I got another one. I'm pretty on it today with the ones, getting all the one-ups and shit. This is a good time. All right. Okay, so I think it's the boss now, but it might not be. It is the boss. All right, fuck it. All right, let's do it. Level 3 butter building comparison. Goodbye. Oh, cool. Okay. I'll put the names of the bosses on screen here because I figured, these are bosses. These are important. There we go. One down. The moon, the sun. I'm pretty sure they're just called moon and sun, but if they're not, they probably got some classy Nintendo names in there. Can I have one of those stars? Because I'm getting close to killing these guys. I just want to die, son. There we go. And that's the boss. And that's going to end off this episode here. I want to thank you all so very much for watching this wonderful episode of Let's Play Kirby Nightmare Dreamland here on my channel. I almost said El Pearson. No, I don't know why I said that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time for more Grape Garden. Let's Play Kirby Nightmare Dreamland. Okay, see you guys then. Bye.